full-scale Russian invasion of Ukraine, that it was imminent. Vladimir Putin.
Готовність України захищати свою державу.
Our world is at war.
The sporting world reacts to the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Bans implemented and events cancelled.
He's responsible. He's taken the decision.
What will happen to the
UFC?
Vladimir Putin.
Vladimir Putin. Russian President Vladimir Putin.
Vladimir Putin.
Russia's invasion of Ukraine is one of the landmark moments in recent history. Other than the COVID-19 pandemic, the conflict between the former Allied states is the single most significant event today. The decision behind Russian President Vladimir Putin's move to invade his neighbor is the main focus of headlines worldwide. Delving into that topic, however, is reserved for a different video, and frankly, for a different media outlet altogether. But what we at Sportskeeda MMA are qualified to discuss is how the conflict in the Slavic region could affect UFC fighters from both the Russian and Ukrainian sides. Let's get into it then. Putin, of course, is somewhat of a significant figure in the world of MMA. After all, there is a huge contingent of UFC fighters from Russia in the Caucasus region of Dagestan. Needless to say, the Russian president is a very intimidating presence. Need proof? Let's go back to the time Conor McGregor got the chance to have an in-person encounter with Putin. One of the biggest, most prominent personalities in sports, McGregor carries himself with oozing confidence and swagger. But when he came face-to-face with the Russian leader, McGregor's presence was noticeably dwarfed. The Notorious even appeared to show signs of fear when he decided to put his arms on Putin's shoulders and was warned against it. But he isn't the only one. McGregor's rival, Khabib Nurmagomedov, also got the opportunity to rub elbows with Putin in September 2019. The meeting came after a successful title defense against Dustin Poirier at UFC 242. Like McGregor, Khabib was noticeably timid and more reserved than usual in the company of the Russian head of state. Clearly, Putin is a scary individual, even for seemingly dauntless cage fighters. Fast forward to February 2022, Putin authorized special military operations in Ukraine, and so the conflict has begun. Back home, Putin is ruled with fear as Russian protesters were arrested amid the ongoing conflict. The message was clear. He wasn't going to allow his own countrymen to express their sympathy towards Ukraine. However, that hasn't stopped Russian athletes from conveying their opposition to the invasion. Prominent Russian tennis players such as Andrei Rublev, Nikita Zadorov, and Anastasia Pavlyuchenkova have all voiced their condemnation for their leader's political crusade. On the UFC side, interim bantamweight champion Petr Yan had led the charge to denouncing his leader's act of violence. He reacted to the situation by sharing a photo of the warring country's flags painted onto two hands, which depicted the image of a dove, a universal symbol of peace. On the flip side, several Ukrainian fighters stood at the forefront of resisting the invasion. Boxing world champions Vitaly Klitschko, Vladimir Klitschko, Vasyl Lomachenko, and Alexander Usyk have banded together and joined the Kyiv Territorial Defense. The world-renowned pugilists took to arms as they entered the biggest fight of their lives, defending their motherland. As the tensions escalate in Kyiv, the International Olympic Committee has urged governing bodies of all sports worldwide to refrain from allowing Russian sportsmen to participate in any organized international competitions. The call was heeded by Poland, Sweden, and the Czech Republic, who all have refused to face Russia in the upcoming FIFA World Cup qualifier for Qatar 2022. Moreover, England, Scotland, Wales, and the Republic of Ireland have also stated their refusal to play Russia at any level of the game. In a show for solidarity for Ukraine, Formula One has cancelled the Russian Grand Prix this season, which was supposed to take place in Sochi Autodrome. Meanwhile, several WNBA players who compete in Russia during the off-season are reportedly considering leaving the country in protest of the invasion. It appears that the sporting world is unanimous in condemning Russia's atrocities. Now, this is where it gets dicey for the UFC. As it stands, multiple prominent fighters on the UFC roster happen to be from Russia. Imposing a ban on all Russian athletes would affect the likes of highly touted combatants such as Islam Makhachev, Askar Askarov, Magomed Ankalaev, Alexander Volkov, and the aforementioned Petr Yan. The first domino seems to have fallen as Volkov, who is booked for a heavyweight clash against Tom Aspinall, is in danger of missing the UFC event in London. This comes after British Home Secretary Priti Patel has begun cancelling visas for teams and athletes from nations connected to Vladimir Putin. If the United States follows suit, it could spell disaster for fighters fighting out of Russia. It goes without saying that the athletes aren't responsible for any wrongdoing perpetrated by Moscow. However, the recent uptick of athletic bodies standing firm with Ukraine is just a reminder that peace is significantly more important than the contests that take place on the field, the court, the track, and even inside the octagon. That will do it for our video. If you enjoyed our content, please make sure to like and share our videos and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to follow Sportskeeda MMA on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat.